Okay, the next section is the definitions, and these definitions are very important because if you do not remember it, you'll see all the calculations and the definitions will come more often. So please pay attention to the following definitions. First and foremost, we're going to define what is the gross potential rental income, and that is the income when all the units are occupied and the tenants are paying the full scheduled rent. That's the number we're going to start from. The next one is the vacancy factor. Remember, the word factor means a percentage of. So the vacancy factor would be from the gross potential rental income. And here in California, it's around 5%. So we're going to use the 5% going forward. And before we go any further, we need to translate that into dollars and cents for mathematical calculations. When you subtract what you're going to lose due to the vacancy from the gross potential rental income, we get the net rental income. So far, we haven't talked about any income except the rental income. So the net rental income is the scheduled rental income minus the vacancy loss in dollars and cents. All right, there's other income in addition to the rental income, and that's an income from anything uh, except the rental income, such as laundry income or other income such as a soda machine income and so forth. So anyways, when you add the other income to the net rental income, that brings you to the total operating income. Total operating income is so real. When you see the word operating, that means it's real. You can take it with a deposit slip, deposit it in the bank. So remember, the word operating means real, means operating income you can deposit it in the bank. However, in order to run any business, you're going to encounter the operating expenses. We mentioned that the operating expenses here in California is approximately 35% of the operating income. So these expenses have components. We're going to go through them in a minute. However, when you subtract these expenses from the income, that will give you a very, very important number, which is called the net operating income, NOI. Remember that number. And remember, I'm going to refer to it. It's so important. We're going to call it the $1 million number or $1 million figure. NOI is very important, the net operating income. Okay, before we move any further, I just want you to be aware. I'm not going to go in details on what the bank does and does not do. They would look at the net operating income, and each bank have what is called debt coverage ratio or debt service coverage ratio. And the net operating income should not just be enough to make the mortgage payments, but usually it should be 1.25 times. So the net operating income will have to be high enough that when you divide it by the ratio 1.25, that will give you the mortgage payments. The bank takes that, knows the amortization and the interest rate. They will definitely figure out how much the property is qualified for. End of chapter.